What's going on, everyone? This is Midnight Strike 3625 back again to review another new album. So, something I haven't done in a very long time, and, well, it's my birthday today. So, I decided to review something that would come out on the exact day, and that is Godsmack's sixth studio album, 1000 Horsepower. Now, this is something that kind of came out of the woodwork a few weeks ago or so, because I didn't exactly know that Godsmack were even coming out with anything. I heard the first single and I thought, it's okay. It's not going to live up to the Oracle or Faceless, but that was okay. It's Godsmack. You know what you're getting with Godsmack, and it's kind of the formulaic heavy metal formula that they have been using since Awake. They used something a little bit different with their debut album, again sounding a little bit more on the hard rock genre, I should say. But ever since then, they've basically been the same brand of heavy metal. So, on their sixth studio record, it's a little bit more commercial, a little bit more generic on some of the songs, and the lyrics of the title track, 1000 Horsepower, are a little bit self-indulgent, if I do say so myself. And that is a big turnoff for this song, but it does have a pretty catchy guitar riff, and it does sound pretty neat in its own structure, so it is a good song, I'll give it that much. It's just the lyrics just sound really self-indulgent, and I know it's trying to, tell the story of how they formed and how they became a band and how they got so popular, but it's one of those things where, especially in the chorus, turn that shit up louder, take it to 1000 horsepower, it just seems very contrived and forced, as well as being, as I said before, self-indulgent. So, the next song, Fuck My Life, or FML, for those people who want to abbreviate it, this is another one where the album kind of goes a little bit in a downward fashion, and that's not because of the lyrics this time, although they are a bit self-indulgent, talking about Sully Erna's experiences, I believe it is. This song just seems to go on for no apparent reason. It could have been, it is 3 minutes, but it seems like it drags on a little bit longer than it should, I suppose, and it is kind of a little bit of a more of a boring song to listen to. Same with Something Different. This one is a little bit slower, a little bit more commercial, I suppose I could say, and I don't know, I just didn't really like the song that much. The next one, What's Next? This one, in the beginning, has slight reminiscence of the song I Fucking Hate You on Faceless, which is one of my favorite songs off that album. Hell, that entire album is just fucking brilliant. So, What's Next? After that, it kind of goes into like a not Back in the Village, kind of like a Lost for Words, Big Aura kind of a vibe from Iron Maiden's Power Slave. And I know I'm kind of getting off tangent with the sort of influences here, but it's just what it reminds me of. And those two songs, I Fucking Hate You and Lost for Words, Big Aura, the instrumental, those two songs just completely came to mind when I first heard this song, What's Next? So the next song is Generation Day, and I gotta say, this is my favorite song on the album. It's the longest song on the album. Hell, it's one of the longer songs in Godsmack's entire catalog. And I must say, this song is very good, it's very structured, and it just sounds very well crafted. Lyrics are great, singing is top notch. Sully Erna really put his best into this one. And it almost sounds progressive, especially in the core, in the center, going on into 3/4 through. So basically it gets back into that simplistic riff again. The next song, Locked and Loaded, this is another simplistic one, just sticking to the straight up heavy metal Godsmack formula. It's a good song, and it's a little bit edgier, I suppose. The next song, Living in the Gray, this one is kind of where the album goes in another downward spiral. Don't really like it that much. It's okay, I suppose. I mean, it's not as bad as, say, Something Different. I think that's my least favorite on this album, but it's definitely no Generation Day. It's definitely no 1000 Horsepower, What's Next, any of those ones. The next song, I Don't Belong. This is another one where it kind of gets back into that, heavy metal formula that Godsmack is known for. Same with Nothing Comes Easy, and of course, Turning to Stone, the closer. So overall, I know it was kind of a short and sweet review, don't really have enough time to do anything else, but like I said, I would probably give this album a 7.5 out of 10. I really don't think it deserves any higher. for me, with the exception of Generation Day, it's kind of a mediocre album. It's kind of a little bit bland, and it's definitely not up there with Faceless and The Oracle. I think Faceless, The Oracle, their debut, and then Awake, this would probably be my least favorite. Down there with 4, at least. Their Godsmack number 4. Don't really like this album as much, but actually I do think it's better than 4, so not my least favorite, but it's definitely not up there with The Oracle and Faceless. So 7.5 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. This is Midnight Strike 3625. Keep calm and rock on.